Peace everybody, it's Ben. Welcome back to another practice. Today's class is going to be a sort of yin and yang type flow, meaning that we'll start off with a lot of energetic movement, building a lot of strength into the legs, into the arms, really into the whole body. And then as we get further into practice, we'll slow things down and to begin doing some more restorative stretches where we can soothe the nervous system, get into some deeper tissue, especially in the hips, and integrate the experience, balance out the fire with the water, balance out the solar with the lunar, you know the vibes. So let's go ahead and get started standing. And just to loosen things up before we do our specific flow or sequence or poses, begin doing some easy twists side to side. Some people like to have their arms kind of slap against their body when they do this. Other people like to bend their elbows a little bit. Just kind of follow what feels natural. This isn't a yoga pose, it's just a simple, natural movement that can help to free up some space. Make sure you're still breathing while you do this. Okay, once you're done with that, come through center, reach the arms out to the side, and begin flashing the hands. Flashing the hands. And try to be dramatic with this, so not being lazy and just kind of moving the fingers, really trying to extend the fingers as much as you can each time. And this might feel kind of pointless at first, but then right about now we'll start feeling some fire into the forearms, into the wrists. Embrace the fire that's being created and keep going here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, relax the arms. Okay, step to the top of your practice space or to your mat. Stretch both arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Try to eliminate all rounding. Plant the palms down, step the left foot back. Twist the right arm up to the sky. Revolve side angle. Adjust your stance as needed to find a twist that feels good. From this revolved side angle, inhale. Exhale, begin to reach the right arm forward to the space in front of you. And then as you reach forward, pull the hips back. And we find ourselves in this pyramid pose. So you might have to shorten your stance here. You might have to use a couple blocks if you have any, right? And there's also no worries if your right leg doesn't fully straighten. You can always just straighten it a little bit. Often in yoga, a little bit goes a long way. We're not on our mats to become the most flexible people ever. We're just on our mats to become a little bit more flexible, mentally, physically, energetically. Bend into the right knee. Crescent lunge. Reach the arms up to the sky. Bring the hands through heart center. Lean out. Warrior 3. Come into your balance. So we're already getting quite deep into the legs. Take a Shiva squat. Bring the left knee in towards the top of the right calf muscle. Step the left foot back, open warrior 2. I like to first swing the left arm up and around, and then reach the right arm forward. Take a couple moments to breathe in this warrior 2 position. Reverse the warrior. Stay in the foundation of the legs. And then from this reverse warrior position, we head to triangle pose, Trikonasana. So extend the right leg, reach out into the future, and then find your Trikonasana. You don't have to reach all the way to the floor. In fact, it's probably going to be a couple rounds of doing this before I'm actually able to reach the floor. For now, I'm just kind of more in this elongated, standing, lengthening forward position. Start to bend into the right knee. Come back to warrior 2. This time reverse the triangle. Extend through your right leg, lift up all the way. Stretch through the right side body. In the reverse triangle, bind your left arm behind your low back. Listen carefully. Side angle pose. Bend into the right knee. Before you do anything, reach the right arm forward. Create length in your right side body. 2 options. One option, bring the forearm down to your thigh. Option 2, go for a bind. Wrapping the right arm under your right leg, connecting the right fingertips with the left fingertips. Release the bind if you have it. Take it all the way up and back, Skandasana, at the back of your space. From your skandasana, use your hands if you want. Crawl your way forward towards the top of the mat. Plant the palms, step back to plank pose. From plank pose, take 3 chaturanga push-ups. 1, 2, and you can always do this with the knees down as well. 3, and then on the 4th one, transition to upward facing dog. And then lift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or take a hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Keep the right arm, but twist the left arm up to the sky. Revolve side angle. From here, stay in the foundation. Just start to rotate and reach your left arm forward towards the mirror, towards the front wall, or to the front of your space. And then pull the hips back into your variation of pyramid pose. Again, you might have to shorten or widen or both your feet. And then we're in this long fold. We'll go from here to crescent lunge, bending into the left knee, stretching the arms up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, begin to lean out. Warrior 3, push off your back foot, find balance. And then pull your right knee in behind the left knee for your Shiva squat. Step the left foot back, and then rotate open to Warrior 2. Right arm circles, left arm reaches forward. Take a couple breaths. Reverse the warrior here. Stay in the bent left knee. And then slow journey to triangle. So extend through the left leg. Feel the hips bump back so that the heart can reach forward. Then find your Trikonasana. Stay long through your side bodies. And then return to Warrior 2 by bending into the left knee. Reverse the triangle. Lift up and extend through the left leg and find a half bind with your right arm. Head into side angle, but keep the left arm floating and reaching forward for a moment. And if you'd like to take this into a bind, you can, or if you'd like to just rest your left forearm on your left thigh, you certainly can. Release the bind, lift up, back of the mat, Skandasana. You'll have to adjust your feet a little bit. Use your hands if you want. Crawl to the top edge of the mat. Plant the palms, step back to plank. Take 3 chaturanga push-ups. 1, 2, again, feel free to drop the knees. 3. And then on the 4th, we scoop it up to upward facing dog. Active legs in this up dog. And then we'll lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stretch the arms to the sky. On the exhale, bring hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps back. Twist the right arm to the sky. And then rotate the right arm forward. Pull the hips back, right arm comes down, pyramid pose. Adjust your stance as needed. Head into crescent lunge, bend your right knee, arms to the sky. Warrior 3, press off your back foot to balance on your front foot. Left leg is still active even though it's not weight bearing as it reaches back behind us. Step back, high crescent lunge, arms to the sky, or rather, come forward into Warrior 3 again. Pull the left knee in towards the right knee, Shiva squat, and then step back to Warrior 2. So left foot lands behind you. Circle the arms open. Thanks for bearing with me through that little mental lapse. Almost forgot our journey. Okay, let's reverse the warrior. Stay low in the hips. And then from reverse warrior to Trikonasana, extend the right leg for triangle pose. Maybe there's a little more space. Triangle pose round 2 compared to round 1. Return to warrior 2 by bending into the right knee. And then re-extend the right leg, reverse triangle with a bind. into side angle with or without a bind. And then if you did have the bind, let it go all the way up and back, Skandasana, back of your space. Shift forward, plant the palms down, step back, and then from here, move through a vinyasa. If you'd like to stick with me being a little bit extra with the 3 chaturanga push-ups, you can. Or you can always just do 1 and cruise through a classic chaturanga into upward facing dog. Let's inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, top of the mat, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step the right foot back. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, start to reach forward. Pull this into pyramid pose. Take a full breath cycle. Then bend into the left knee, lift through the arms, crescent lunge. Bring hands through heart center, lean out, warrior 3. Then from the warrior 3, pull the right knee in towards the back of the left knee, Shiva squat. Then a controlled step back, warrior 2, right foot lands, arms spread out. Reverse warrior, stay low. Into Trikonasana, extend, reach, and hinge into it. Return through warrior 2, bending the left knee. And then reverse the triangle and re-extend through the left leg. Shift into side angle pose with or without the bind in the arms. Lift up out of side angle, back of the mat, Skandasana. Shift to the top of the mat, plant the palms, and then it's your journey from there to land back in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop, top feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Active legs, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps back. Inhale, twist the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, reach the right arm forward, and then down, pull the hips back in space. Crescent lunge, bend into the right knee, reach the arms up. Warrior 3, hands through heart center, lean forward into the balance. Shiva squat, tuck the left knee in. Warrior 2, step back, spread open. Stay here for a breath in. Ground down on the breath out. Reverse the warrior, breath in. Triangle pose. Stay here for your breath in. Warrior 2. Reverse the triangle, breath in. Half bind with the left arm. Right into your side angle pose with or without your bind in the arms. Amazing job. Release the bind if you have it. Lift up, back of the mat, bend into left knee, Skandasana. Carry the weight to the top of the mat, plant the palms, step back. And as your journey from there, let it be what you would like it to be. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms stretch to the sky. Exhale, bring hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Twist the left arm to the sky. Reach the left arm forward. Left fingertips land as we pull the hips back, pyramid. Into crescent lunge, bend the left knee, lift the arms. Warrior 3, hands through heart center, lean out. Bring the right knee in for Shiva squat. Extend the right leg back, step back, open the hips, warrior 2. Then settle in. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle pose. Stay here for your in-breath. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle pose with or without your bind. Release your bind if you have it. Lift up, Skandasana, back of the mat. Cruise back to the top of the mat, plant the palms, step back. And then it's your journey. We'll meet in down dog in the next couple breaths. We have one more round of this flow. We'll just keep it going. So inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale for halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, left foot steps back. Right arm twists to the sky. Right arm reaches forward, pull the hips back, pyramid. Crescent lunge, bend into the right knee, firm up through the back leg, arms lift. Warrior 3, press yourself forward. Shiva squat, left knee pulls in. Step the left foot back, circle the arms open. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior, stay low in the hips. Triangle pose, extend, reach, find space. Bend into the right knee, come through warrior 2, and then reverse the triangle, re-extend into side angle pose. Skandasana. Release, lift, come to the back of your space. Crawl to the front of your space, plant the palms, step the right foot back. That's your journey from there. We'll meet in down dog in the next couple breaths. From down dog, inhale, lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch to the sky. Exhale, bring hands through heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back, last side. Left arm to the sky. Reach the left arm forward. Then pull the hips back, pyramid. Crescent lunge, bend into the left knee, arms up. Warrior 3, hands through heart, lean out. Bring the right knee in for Shiva squat. Step back and open the hips. Warrior 2. Reverse the warrior. Triangle pose. Warrior 2. Reverse triangle. Side angle pose. Skandasana. Lift up, shift to the back of the mat. Crawl to the front of the mat, plant the palms, step back, and then move and groove from there. Let's meet in down dog in the next couple breaths. And then as soon as we get to down dog, walk the hands back to the feet, back of the mat, forward fold into chair pose, bend into the knees, lift the arms. From chair pose, press through standing, pull the left knee up into the chest with you. Bring the peace sign fingers to your left big toe and extend the left leg out in front of you. And you can always keep a sizable bend in your left knee, or you can straighten the leg completely. It kind of just depends on a variety of factors, like how you're feeling today, if it's morning or night, if you're sore today, or if you're feeling loose. If you want to, open the left leg out to the side. Just for a second, not here for much longer. If you opened up to the side, come back through center and see if you can release the foot without flinging. And very gently come back to the ground. Shake out the legs if you wish to do so. And then we'll do that on the other side. So, right leg lifts. Peace sign fingers to the right big toe. Standing leg raise. Uttita Hasta Padangustasana. You can lift the left arm up if you want. You can straighten the leg if you choose to do so. And of course, you can open to the side if that feels like an interesting space to occupy. Come back through center, and then same thing, without flinging the foot. We'll release and gently place our foot down on the ground. Once again, shake out the legs if you want. Stretch the arms up, take an inhale. Forward fold on an exhale. Inhale to halfway lift. Walk out to plank pose. From our plank pose, we're going to try to take a hop into Malasana squat. So what we'll do from plank is we'll bend the knees and shift the hips all the way back, and then take a little springy hop into Malasana, this yogi squat position. It's very easy to be lazy in this Malasana pose. So to counteract that, just find a little bit of pressing down through the feet and a little bit of lifting up through the hips, even if it's 1 millimeter. Stay here, or take Bakasana, crow pose. Plant your palms on the mat. Bring your feet a little closer together. Lift the knees onto the triceps. Or some people like to bring their inner thighs onto their outer triceps for a little more space. And then maybe there's balance, or maybe there's just the idea of balance today, and the real balance will come in a future practice. Wherever you're at, remain receptive and remain feeling good about yourself for showing up, for getting on the mat, for doing a practice. That's what it's all about. Okay, step down if you're in the crow pose. Let's all bring our butts down onto the mat for boat pose. Okay. As we get to boat pose, you can stay here. You can start to straighten the legs, or if you're feeling a little spicy like myself, feel free to take this big toe hold that we just found in standing, and you can take the peace sign fingers to the big toes, and then extend the legs, and that might help create a long spine. It's like a little balance challenge here, balancing on the bum. So any version of boat pose Navasana here for a handful of breaths. We'll slowly release. We'll plant the feet on the ground. And we'll try to go to a forward fold, so you might have to kind of rock yourself up. You might have to use your hands. And we're in a standing forward fold. Take a halfway lift to clear some space in the spine. Plant the palms down, step back to plank pose. From plank, take a chaturanga into upward facing dog, into downward facing dog, and from down dog, lower one forearm, then the other for dolphin pose. You could shorten the stance a little bit. You could be here in your dolphin, or you could, of course, play with forearm balance. I tend to really love forearm balance, but today I'm not feeling it. I'm just feeling the dolphin pose. So I'm just going to stay right here. If you want to, though, you can lift one leg to the sky, then the other, or you could take little hops, eventually landing yourself into the arm balance. But if you're just in the dolphin pose like me, it's still a great pose to build so much strength. Keep pushing the ground away. Keep pressing the chest in the direction of the thighs. And try to stay here for a couple more breaths. This is the last part of our yang part of our flow, meaning we'll move into the yin momentarily. So go ahead and come down. And we'll make our way into half pigeon. So I'm going to come through down dog, through three-legged dog, and then step the right shin through. And in this pigeon pose, the invitation is to stay upright for a little bit. Not for too long, but at least for a few breaths. Stay upright. Find a bit of a back bend. Feel the sensation of the left hip rolling forward and down. If your right hip doesn't reach the ground, you can always place a blanket underneath your right hip to provide stability into your foundation. When the moment feels right, you can take your elongated position into your forward fold. Slow down the breath. Breathe fully into the belly. And perhaps surrender to the moment. We'll have a few more breaths here. You can choose to stay where you are, or you could start oscillating the pigeon pose, meaning using hands or not, you go from upright to folded to upright to folded. And the aim for that is just to bring some mobility into the posture, meaning we're creating over time an ability to control our space. So we're not just flopping into a passive stretch, we're creating stretches that we can control our way into or out of. Okay, and from here, keep the right leg where it is. Swing the left leg around in front. Seated tree pose, Janu Shirsasana. And take a right side body stretch. Right arm extends overhead. Breathe into your right side body. Let go of this. Place the right arm behind you. Press down through your right shin. Bridge the hips up. Slowly come back down. We'll make our way into pigeon pose. Side two. Feel free, of course, to come through three-legged dog. Or, if you're like me and you want to stay close to the ground, just swing your opposite leg around. And you can always take any other variation of this. You can lay on your back, take a figure four stretch. You could take deer pose or 90-90 by pulling the back leg out to its own side. There are always options for you. If you're in the pigeon pose like me, maybe you stay upright for a little bit. I like to even kind of shimmy and wiggle my hips side to side a few times. Just helps me feel a little more fluid in my pelvis, which personally is an area of my body that I often feel quite stuck, is the pelvis. So it feels good to bring control, awareness, and fluidity into that region of the body. When you feel called, feel free to fold, release effort, and surrender to the moment. Still have a couple breaths. Once again, at this point, you could stay where you are, or you could take some oscillations up and down with or without the assistance of your hands and arms. I like to do this after the passive hold because first I like to free up the space, and then I like to bring some activation into that space that was created. Okay, then from there, we'll bring our left leg around for our seated tree, Janu Shirshasana. And then we'll stretch our left side, reaching up and over. When you feel complete, release this. Place the left hand behind you. Press down through the left shin. Bridge the hips up. Find some expansion. And come on back down. As we do so, you can always turn sideways on your mat to create a little more space. Open the legs into wide-legged seated fold. All right. As you come here, first thing that we'll do is just fold down the middle. All right. You might be here. You might be here, you might be all the way into your fold. It doesn't really matter. What I like to do here, kind of similar to what we were just talking about, is I like to create the fold and then engage my leg muscles. So I like to create the fold and then squeeze my quads, lift the kneecaps, engage through the hamstrings a little bit. And once again, this just creates a little more controllability into the fold. You could even do the same thing of hinging and oscillating into and out of the fold. And these movements could be big or they could be subtle. But I think it's a nice idea to be in pursuit of controlling our own space that we occupy. The other option for this wide fold is to create side body reaches, which can feel really nice, especially if you tend to sit down in a chair a lot. All this to say we have time in any variations of this wide-legged fold. I'm not saying too many words because this practice is one of the rare opportunities that we have in life to create spaciousness, to kind of allow the thoughts to come and go and give ourselves the opportunity to actually watch them, to observe them, to observe our physical state, to be in our own space in a world that is often very overstimulating. So that's why instead of trying to share some profound message, at least in this moment, I'm leaving the space for you to hopefully have your own embodied experience, to integrate the things that have been challenging you off of the mat in your real life. And to let the mind go where it goes, hopefully with an energy of non-attachment toward wherever the mind does go. We just let it go where it goes. When the thoughts are pleasant and compassionate, we can dive deeper into them. And when the thoughts are a little bit unpleasant or judgmental, we can kind of just let them float by, hopefully with compassion even towards the fact that our mind had some unpleasant thoughts. Just a few more breaths here. Any options or variations are here. Maybe you just choose to relax. Start to slowly sit up. Sukhasana, fold. Cross the right shin over the left. Just like crisscross applesauce, except maybe you try to find more of a cross of the legs. So you're not just crossing at the ankles, you're looking to cross more so at the shins. And then fold. And you could certainly take double pigeon or fire log here. It's not a pose that my body can personally do, but if you would like to find that deep double pigeon stretch, that would be a pose that also fits this energy, as well as Gomukhasana. We're not here for very long, but we're here for enough breaths to soften, to release, and to find a home. Lift up, just enough to switch the cross on your legs or on your shins. And then once again, forward fold. And this should be a different sensation than you had in the half pigeon. Of course, they're both stretches that give external rotation in the thigh bone or in the hip joint. But the angle is different, and thus the energy is different. Go ahead and lift up when it feels right. If you need more time, take all the time that you want. Lay onto your back. As you lay into the back, stretch your left leg long, pull the right knee in. Use your left arm. Right arm will lay flat here by your right side. Your right arm can even reach out to the right side. Use your left arm to twist the right leg across the body. As you do that, you could keep the right knee bent, or you could extend the right leg out. We're in this supine spinal twist. Take a few deep breaths. Release this, and we'll just mosey over to the other side. And before I enter these twists, I like to, so the right leg will extend, left knee hugs in. I sometimes like to use the left foot to lift and shift my hips a little bit to the left, and then pull the left knee in and twist the left knee across the body to the right. That bumping of the hips over to the left before twisting to the right, it just creates a nice evenness in the hips and pelvis, and it often allows the right hip to stack over the left the left hip to stack over the right as we actually move into the twist. Release and bring your legs back through center. Perhaps take a Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle, feet together, knees wide. And then what can also feel nice is grabbing your own elbows with the arms overhead. So we have this energetic bind with the legs. And we create a similar energetic bind with the arms, creating a sort of figure 8 in terms of the energy flow in the body. From there, both legs can release into Shavasana when you're ready. And if the arms feel really good like so, you can stay there, or you can release the arms down for your Shavasana. Let's take a few minutes together here in complete rest, releasing the practice, releasing effort, allowing the body to become heavier. At the same time, feeling a lightness, as if you could just float away at any moment. If the mind begins going crazy when we find stillness here, just know that that's normal and it's reasonable. In yoga, we don't necessarily pursue a calm mind. We pursue our ability to remain calm even when the mind is not. So the mind can be doing what it does, having its fluctuations, its vrittis, as we say. And as the mind fluctuates, we remain here, recognizing that we are not the mind. The mind is just part of us. We are the deeper self, and this deeper self radiates with pure consciousness, with joy, with peace. The mind can do its own thing over there, but we remain in this equilibrium state at our very center, at the truest nature of our being. And that's the truest nature of our being that we're aiming to uncover with this yoga practice. A few more moments here in Shavasana. Letting yourself rest completely. My friends, this is where I will leave you today. I recommend staying in Shavasana for another couple minutes. Let yourself deepen into your own experience of rest and awareness. Of course, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, whatever is coming next. I hope to see you again soon. I'm glad we get to share this space. I'm glad we get to create energy together. And I'm wishing you nothing but peace and love.